Welcome back everybody to Let's Play some Final Fantasy XIV, where we had an oh yeah badass cutscene followed by an ah crap. So what do we do now? What do we do? Okay, good idea. Let's think about this, but first, it's wise to get the hell out of here. And I like how for once they actually, like, walk away from you rather than just staying here and be like, oh, I'll meet you back there. I wish more quest transitions were like that, when they say, you know, I'll meet you there, and, you know, have them actually walk off and disappear. Instead of, you know, me leaving first and then beating them there. Alright. Back to the command room we go. Maybe somebody's brainstormed some ideas in the room, in the on the trip back. Yeah, welcome to the Primal Problem, you Gary. Hi, dude.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Hearthstone it was called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the Company of Heroes put him down before he could do too much damage.
So, was this before or after the whole Titan debacle?
But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystal stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations.
That's what they say every darn time, by the way.
If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, that cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
Of course, I accidentally bumped the controller there.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. Seven hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
Raising my hand?
The Company of Heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe.
Yes, but how?
This, in effect, is what the Company of Heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told.
Does this sound familiar?
If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
You kind of weren't there for that, but yeah. I mean, I assume he told them of that, but...
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
Who cares who thought of it first?
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works.
Thank you.
Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldek and Vermelis.
We're not gonna bring
But
Sid in to
before
help
we
with
proceed
this?
any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another.
Well, when Sid thought of the idea, which went off without, without a hitch, his memory was not really quite intact yet, so... Wouldn't it be prudent to bring him on this and, maybe we'll convene and, get our info together and maybe make sure we build something strong enough to dampen his abilities?
In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe. But I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals.
I'm not volunteering for this, by the way.
Being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Not a bad idea.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel.
Get to
Suffice
work.
it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
You're a bro, dude.
Will be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
I will do that. I find it interesting that they completely gloss over the whole deal involving actually, getting the corrupted crystals. I mean, it kind of works out for the better because at this point, at the 11th hour, you don't want to be involved on this massive side quest to, kind of like with that whole Garuda. Oh, she's tormenting people, and then we went like 20 episodes before we actually faced her. We don't want to deal with that again, but I kind of, at the same time, they could have put a couple lines of dialogue in there to Like, just make up some scholar dude, or, you know, not necessarily the same one we encountered before. That, oh, you know, I know someone who might know where we can get the crystals we can amass. You don't even have to name them or anything, or say where they're from. All it would take is just one throwaway line. So that kind of sucks that they just leave that be. But again, glad we don't have to do it. We've seen it a little bit already. Like, remember that whole debacle with Ifrit where you threw a knife into the Amala's face? Granted, we didn't see the full length of your skills, but... Oh? Sir? Knock, please? But the Company of Heroes defeated him. I mean, granted, they said their method probably won't work a second time, probably because Leviathan is too smart for that, but... But it might be a good idea to talk to them, you know? Maybe they'll have some hints for what they did once they lured him into that inlet. Maybe some of that will help us, but... Alrighty. So let's head out there. Again, they don't really... They say, oh, we know how the Company of Heroes did it. No, you told us how they managed to diminish his power, but not what they actually did to defeat them. Did they suffer as many great losses and tempered people as they did with Titan? Did it happen before or after? Like... What did they do? What happened? I mean, again, the information may not actually be proving to be helpful, but in the end, but the more we know, the better, right? Wait a minute. This place looks awfully familiar. No. 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 Still haven't changed your ways, eh, man? Sir, did not need to know. Did not need to know. Well, hello there. Again, did not need to know that. Ew. Sir, have you washed your hands recently? Oh, now they hook me up on the link shell, huh? Oh, hey, well that was quick. Sir, I really think you need to reconsider this miller's life and try to make your way as mayhap a bard or a fiction writer or something. I'm quite sure you'll be quite better off. I mean, you have a penchant for telling stories. Why not put that in? You have a great imagination, so why not put that to some good use? There's gotta be some sort of library around here, or people who enjoy reading in their free time or something, I would hope. Alright, what's going on, everybody? But of course! Pansies! Yeah, don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. Next thing you know, a random iceberg's gonna be showing up, and yeah, I don't think I need to finish that thought. Alright! I am indeed ready! Well, that's certainly sound advice, thank you. I just hope that switch has a convenient little lever that says on. Let's pretend she knows what that means, but whatever. I'm sure Thangren and Y'shtola will show her the way. I've only slain 4 primals and an ultimate weapon before this. I'm sure it'll be fine. So that's gonna be all for now. We're gonna go to the store real quick, buy some Dramamine, and then we're gonna burrow the World Eater, and we're gonna show that serpent a piece of our minds. Thank you for watching, friends, and I'll see you then.